In our previous sessions, we were exploring this open AI search. Yeah, I think Azure Open AI search. So I found what was the issue last time when we were trying this out. I found what was the issue and I was able to set this up. So yeah, let's start from beginning. This is a basic architecture diagram where we get the files from the various sources such as files, databases, that is fed to the Azure Cognitive Search, and then yeah, some embeddings happen connected to OpenAI and then stored in the server. And from the application, we can just query that knowledge base. Okay. So this is the sample application that will be shown. All right. So let's get started with this one. First of all, we need Azure Developer CLI. So here you will find all the steps how to get installed for Windows, Linux, Mac. Okay. Next one is Python 3 plus. That is again requirement. Node.js, Git, and if you are on Windows, then PowerShell 7 plus. So if you have an Azure account and if you are not an administrator or owner, then you can have this permission assigned to your email account. Also, if you're not working on your local, you can make use of GitHub code spaces. What it does, it deploys the whole solution to a remote container, you can say. So now let's start with the running AZD auth login. Basically, I'm just logging into my Azure account using this command. So let me open the terminal. Let me go to my folder. And let's create a new folder. And let's cd into that folder. Okay, now we have our folder ready. Now let me just run this command. Well, you can run this command without the folder as well, but on your next commands, you will need the folder. So this login can run without that. So it will open a web page on your browser asking you to log into your Azure account, logged into your Azure. Next command. This will just download the source code what that is present in this particular repository on your local and also set up the configuration for the Azure resources. Okay. So it has downloaded the template code to this new folder and it is asking me to create a new environment name. So it is also suggesting me the environment name. Let's go ahead with that. And if I open my folder, so here you see all the files now added to this one. So whatever files are present in this repository, everything is here. So next command will deploy the whole solution to Azure and also configure everything. But before that, I just need to change these documents. These are the custom documents that Microsoft has provided. So let's replace that with our custom documents. Okay, so let's delete them. And let's download something from Google, like up-to-date information, so that we are sure that it's not coming from the LLM model. Let's try with this one. Let me copy first in text editor. Okay, this seems to be fine. Let me copy that and paste it here. Okay. Critics have branded the UK government's delayed 1 billion package of support for the semiconductor industry as insignificant. Yeah, let's pick only this small. And let me just print this and convert that to PDF. And let's put them into our knowledge base, data folder. Okay, there we have our PDF. Let's start with the one PDF and then we can move to some different ones. Okay, this seems to be fine. Now let's continue with our process. That is our next command is AZD up. And it is asking me to choose my subscription. So make sure the subscription that you choose have access to Azure OpenAI. And yeah, this was the mistake that we did last time. Okay, before that, again, we are making a mistake. It will not work unless I just type sudo as an admin to run this command. Yeah. So now let me choose the location. So here it says for the target location, the regions are currently support the model using the sample are East US or South Central US. And once this is done, so we can choose the South Central US as the location. Now this process will take a lot of time, approximately half an hour, because it is going to deploy so many resources, around I think 5 to 6 of them. So it has created a resource group with this name, added a app service plan, form recognizer. This we need to explore this form recognizer. It's a very powerful service which reads the PDF documents and extracts the text out of that. This is a very good service that we can utilize in one of our applications. So initially what it will do, it will upload my documents to storage account. From storage account, it will be picked up by the form recognizer, extracting text. And after extracting text, it will go to the Azure search. And now currently Azure service, search service and Azure OpenAI are getting created. And we can also check the status on the Azure portal. Yes, this is the resource group. And here are the resources that are created. And here you can see the progress, 1 deploying, 11 succeeded. And the search service is getting deployed now. This approximately takes, I think, 8 to 10 minutes, search service. Okay, OpenAI is also deployed. After this search service, it will deploy a app service that will contain all our application code where we can just chat with this chatbot. Okay, search service is created. Now it will be just creating my backend app service. So if I just refresh this page, now 12 succeeded, 1 deploying, and it would have been deploying the web service. Yes. Okay, even the backend service is deployed. That's good. Now what it is deploying? 3 more. That is OpenAI role backend, search role. Okay, just configuring them. But yeah, these are the main service that will be deployed. And there we have some error. That's good. Okay, yeah. I missed this one. I missed to change the script. Since I am just targeting Python 3, not Python, so I need to change the script. So I go to scripts, I click on preprepdocs.sh, and I just change Python to Python 3. This is not a requirement. It varies from system to system. My system does not recognize Python, so I just replace that with the Python 3. Save this one and rerun the script. But this time, it will not deploy the services again. It will try to update them. Since we already have services deployed, it will just try to update them. Now the process of uploading the documents will start to blob storage, and then from blob storage to search service. Here now it is just installing all the Python libraries. Here you see processing my document, uploading blob for page 0, then extracting text using form recognizer. And yeah, that was all, I think. Yeah, deploying services. Now it is deploying. So deploying service backend. So it has completed with the Azure OpenAI search form recognizer. Now it is deploying the front-end application along with its own backend to the Azure App Service. So here is the code for that application. If I go to app, yeah, this is the one. So it is deploying this to Azure App Service. And let's see the models again. And GPT 3.5 Turbo is the first model. And DaVinci is the second one. Okay. We will see. So once this deployment will be completed, we'll be receiving app service URL where we can test our application along with the models created. I think it's about to get completed. Fetching endpoint. Perfect. Now we can just go to this URL and test our application. Okay, it's still processing something in the backend. It will take some time for the actual deployment to get completed. And then we will not see this app service Python developer page. Let's refresh after a minute, and then yeah, it should be working. And apart from that, we can also run this application on our local machine. So here are the different steps. One of them is if you are using existing resources, then you can set your environment with these configurations and then you can deploy it. And for redeploying your local code, this is the command. Okay, so this is the command to run locally. Let's try to run that and see if it works. But yeah, even this will also work. Okay, now it's loading. So chat with your own data. This is the UI Microsoft has created. Let's ask some questions. Let's go to our question bank. Okay, let's generate our own question. That will be much better. Critics have branded the UK government's delayed 1 billion package. What was the worth of package that was delayed? Okay, the UK government's delayed 1 billion package of support for the semiconductor industry. That's good. And if I have a lot of document, then it will give the citations as well, like from which document this is coming from. This is very powerful. And let's ask something else as well. And inside everything from phones to cars, and government has just unveiled a new 10-year strategy. What is the strategy unveiled by UK government? That's a strong spelling, but since there's no much of the context in my data, it's just repeating where that text is coming from, but even that is also powerful. So, but it is facing allegation it is not enough. The US and EU have announced support closer to 50 billion. How much support is announced? Give the amount. Hmm. Support closer to, but there is no mention of exact. Is it just copy pasting the exact text? Not right, but there is no mention of exact amount of support announced by UK government. Okay, and let's see who is the Prime Minister. Hmm. Okay, and let's ask something which is not there. Our regular testing question: who is the fastest man alive? Okay, that's a good answer. So basically, it should not answer anything which is not in my data source. This is one of the chat option, and there's one more. I think this ask a question. I guess this is I think this that Da Vinci model. Okay, this was powerful, and now let's see how we can just run this locally so that we can customize the application. So AZD login. Next one is change directory to app, cd to app, and run ./start .ps1. I think PS1 will not run on this machine because that's a PowerShell command. Let's run the start.sh. Okay, so what's the error? Loading is a d.environment file from current environment. Um, okay. Yeah, I need to change that as well. So start.sh, I need to replace the Python with Python 3. Okay, it's a Node.js application that's along with some Python. Maybe Node.js will be on the front end and Python will be on the back end. Save. Now we can run it again. But installing the node modules is another error. Command not found. xdg-open. This is a development server. Do not use it in production environment. Okay. So it's running on this port number. Let's copy. Okay, that's a good one. Let's ask something. Ideally, it should give me answer. Okay, that's powerful. Now we can just change this code on our local machine and redeploy it using this command. Where is that? Yeah, simply run azd up. Okay. And yeah, okay. Before that, let's see how we can upload the document. If we are able to do it directly on the storage account, let's see. So on the storage account, we go to storage browser, containers, content. Yeah, so this is my file that was uploaded here. So we need to explore this code. So from here, it will be just called from like this form recognizer will be called. But yeah, I think that is all in this session. Okay, thanks everyone.